That in today's NBA, the jersey didn't mean anything anymore. That players chased the biggest check, the brightest lights, the fastest path to another ring. And maybe for a while, they were right. We watched as legends left. As icons traded loyalty for leverage. We saw banners mean less than bank accounts. And slowly, without noticing, we began to believe it was just the way things were now. But then, something happened. A story. A moment. A man. Stephen Curry. And with just 6 words, he shattered every assumption we thought we understood about this game. $185 million? Keep it. Let that sink in. Because this wasn't just a player turning down a contract. This wasn't just a negotiation. This was a statement to the soul of basketball. 2 of the NBA's most powerful franchises, the Los Angeles Lakers and the Philadelphia 76ers, put everything on the table. Not just money. Not just contracts. But equity stakes, post-retirement front office roles, power, status, a legacy beyond the hardwood. They weren't offering Stephen Curry a chance to play. They were offering him a chance to rule. The Lakers had a vision. With LeBron James entering the twilight of his legendary career, they saw the torch ready to be passed. They wanted Steph. They wanted him next to Austin Reeves. They were ready to build a new super team, a new face of Hollywood. Bright lights, center stage, and the promise of rewriting the franchise's future. The 76ers came from a different angle. One that cut deeper. They pulled at his roots. His history. His blood. Philadelphia. Where his father Del Curry once played. Where extended family still lives. Where generations of Keys left footprints. They weren't pitching a contract, they were pitching a homecoming. A storybook return. Steph in a Sixers jersey alongside Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey, bringing a championship to his family's city. 2 empires. 2 open doors. 2 futures filled with power, glory, and riches. And he said no. Because for Stephen Curry, this was never about business. This was about legacy. And legacy can't be bought. Legacy has to be built. I will die a Golden State Warrior. 16 years in the Bay. 4 NBA championships. 2 MVPs. 9 All-Star appearances. Thousands of threes. 1 revolution of the game. This wasn't a man who built a dynasty. This was a man who became it. He didn't ride the wave. He was the storm. So when the world expected him to chase another chapter, he stayed rooted in the one that made him great. When millions of voices whispered, "It's time to go," Curry answered with silence. Stillness. Loyalty. And that shook the NBA to its core. Social media lit up. Chase Center exploded. Jerseys sold out in hours. Fans cried, hugged, screamed. They knew they weren't just witnessing a contract decision. They were witnessing something almost mythical in modern sports. Loyalty. Real loyalty. General Manager Mike Dunleavy Jr. said it best. Stephen Curry isn't just our player. He is our identity. You don't rebuild from someone like that. You build around him, forever. Coach Steve Kerr looked visibly emotional. He's once in a generation. Once in a lifetime. You don't replace Steph Curry. You just feel lucky you got to be a part of his story. NBA analyst Jalen Rose, usually quick to critique, stood in awe. He's the new model. The new blueprint. A player who chose the hard path, the loyal path, in a league that forgot what that even meant. But while the world was celebrating, something even more shocking leaked. The Lakers weren't just courting Steph. They were preparing to transition the franchise to him completely. According to sources close to the organization, internal conversations had already begun about LeBron James stepping away. A tribute video. A farewell tour. A soft landing for a legend, as Curry took over the throne in LA. Was to be his team, his city, his era. And he turned it down like it was nothing. Meanwhile in Philadelphia, branding teams had already prepared citywide Curry campaigns. There were reports of early talks for a Curry x Embiid sneaker collab. Downtown murals were already in draft. And now, all of it, scrapped. Deleted. Buried. Because this man didn't just say no. He said, "I'm not for sale." At 36 years old, Curry's numbers still demand respect. 26.4 points per game. 42.1% from 3. 5.1 assists. Still double-teamed. Still feared. Still the most dangerous man behind the arc in the history of the game. He could have walked away, knowing he gave the Bay everything. But instead, he stayed, knowing he still had more to give. And that's the part that hits deepest. He's not staying because it's easy. He's not staying because the roster is stacked. He's staying because his heart's still in it. Even with uncertainty around Klay Thompson. Even with Draymond Green walking the edge. Even with the young core still trying to find its voice. Even with the championship window dimming, he stays. He leads. He believes. Because Stephen Curry isn't just committed to Golden State, he's committed to finishing the story the right way. He knows the league has changed. That movement is the norm. That trades, opt-outs, and super teams are part of the new reality. But he chooses to defy that. Because for him, greatness isn't about how many banners you hang. It's about how you earn them. And this isn't just a basketball story anymore, this is our story. How many of us have been told to leave when things get hard? To abandon what we love for something shinier? To take the promotion that doesn't feel right, just because the world says we should? Curry's decision reminds us of something we've almost forgotten. That there's power in staying. That there's strength in commitment. That sometimes, the most courageous move you can make, is no move at all. He's not the loudest. Not the flashiest. Not the biggest. But Stephen Curry is the realest. And in a league where stars are traded like stock, he's the rare treasure that can't be bought. The fans know it. The players know it. The league knows it. That's why this isn't just a headline. It's a symbol. A lesson. A torch passed to anyone who's ever questioned whether staying true still matters. Because now we have proof. It does. The man who redefined basketball. Who pulled defenders 30 feet from the rim. Who sparked the greatest shooting revolution in sports history. Also redefined what it means to belong. So to the ones who think this is just a loyalty story, look closer. It's a story about heart. It's a story about choosing love over leverage. Roots over rings. Meaning over money. It's about a skinny kid with bad ankles who chose to stay. Who grew with his city. Who fought through the rebuilds, the blowouts, the doubt. And in the end, chose us over everything else. So if you've ever felt like loyalty doesn't pay, like staying means missing out, like the world only rewards those who run, remember Stephen Curry. Remember the man who could have had it all, but already knew he did. Remember the athlete who said no to $185 million because he valued something far richer. Remember the legend who will retire wearing only one jersey. And when his final game comes, when the lights dim and the arena rises to its feet, there won't just be tears. There'll be truth. Because we'll know, deep down, we witnessed something that may never happen again. A dynasty not just built, but lived and loved by one man, in one city, wearing one jersey. Stephen Curry. Forever a Warrior. And here's a tip from the Fan Golden State Warriors channel: study financial education and have opportunities in the financial market by studying REITs and investing in large brokerages around the world.